What's up? What's up, everybody? Everybody here? All right. I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to come in. We'll do a live recap. It was a solid card. Prediction wise, I did pretty solid. What the hell was that? I did pretty solid prediction wise. I don't even know what that was. But could have been better. Thought decisions could go my way a little bit more. What's up, Tehran? How's it going? What did you think of the card? Another very unfortunate week for me. Dude, don't get me started on that matchup, all right? I am... that one made me angry. It's not angry at Pizzy either. I'll go over it in a second, but let me just run through some of these early prelim bouts, and then I'll answer questions as you guys come in. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll answer them as I go. And, yeah, so first matchup, I wasn't paying too much close attention to this one. I thought maybe, what was this? I think it was unanimous 30-27. If not, it was like a 29-28. Juliana Miller might have landed a couple good shots towards the end of the matchup. But very good win for Veronica Hardy. I actually thought Juliana Miller was going to win. She did threaten some arm bars and some submissions in that second round where she could have had a chance maybe to get it in. But Veronica Hardy did a really good job defensively. Looked really good. Coming back, I don't know how she does against other fighters, but she was a plus 330 underdog. So very good win for her. My guess is she probably stays in the UFC. I don't think that's crazy to say, but because you know how Dan Hardy and the UFC's relationship is. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm assuming they probably thought she was going to lose, which is why they gave Juliana Miller to her. But she's now 3-2. You're a tough champion. So we'll see how Juliana Miller reacts to that loss. She is 26, so she still is kind of young. So we'll see. It's a whatever matchup, honestly. Justin bloodied him up. Yeah, he did for sure. And that, what was it? The third round. I think there was a cut on that second round, and then the third round he bloodied him up. But for this matchup, Jai Herbert versus Ludovic Klein, the judges had it as a draw, which is very interesting. I think one of the judges had it 29-27, Ludovic Klein. Very interesting matchup. I thought Klein won the fight. I don't know how they gave it to Herbert. I guess I can kind of understand a draw, but I gave it to Klein. Ended up being a draw, which doesn't really hurt my record anyways. But I thought there was multiple times where Klein definitely hurt Herbert in this matchup. I think I can just see if I can scroll down to this scorecard. If I can get by Joanna Wood, Luana Carolina, Jai Herbert, Ludovic Klein. We have, what was it? Oh, yeah, there was a point taken away at the end. 9-9 round for the last round. 10-9, 10-9. So I guess I kind of get it, but. Oh, no, the 29-27 was given to Jai Herbert. Oh, boy. But yeah, I thought Ludovic Klein landed more damage in the fight, but obviously not. It's still a little weary, in all honesty, that matchup, because it was so long ago. But I remember having Ludovic Klein winning, but, ended up being a draw, so it didn't hurt my record, so I don't really care too much. But I guess it can't really take too much away from a draw, in all honesty, so let's move on. And by the way, the judging on this card was absolutely horrible. We'll get into that towards the end, but it was, especially towards the end of the card, it was being very, very prevalent towards the end. We had Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina. I thought Wood won the fight pretty clear. I wasn't paying attention too much. It'll start to sound like that a little bit, but it was just this fight, really. I didn't pay too much attention to it. Joanne Wood, every time, well, I was watching the fight, but it wasn't like in-depth watching every single damaging blow. But I saw Joanne Wood beating her up for most of the fight. She got the decision. Good win for her, I guess. Nothing too much to say here. Luana Carolina isn't the best fighter, so we'll see what happens with her. Joanne Wood is 37 years old, so I don't know. All right, let's get into the good fights. Sorry. Sorry, this freaking card is taking it on me. All right, Jake Hadley versus Malcolm Gordon. Great performance by Jake Hadley. Looked really impressive against Malcolm Gordon. landed, I think, like 2 body shots, and that ended the fight. Pretty much what it was. He landed 1 body shot as Malcolm Gordon was coming in, kind of like scuffed a little bit on his body, and then the second one hit him really good. I think it was like a left body shot, a left hand. Beautiful body shot, sent Malcolm Gordon to the ground, didn't get up after. And yeah, that's a pretty brutal body shot if you're able to do that in only a very few shots. So he did call out Muhammad Mokaev. We'll see if they make that matchup. London on London crime. The crowd didn't necessarily cheer for that because they really like Mokaev, even though some of the UK guys don't like Mokaev, which is very interesting. But he's a -480 favorite. Good win for Jake Hadley. Looks super impressive. Won in the first round, which is, again, was very impressive. I had Hadley submission second round, so very impressive win for Jake Hadley. Up the card, we have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Dusko Todorovic. Christian Leroy Duncan. I was really looking forward to this fight. I did get Duncan by KO, but it wasn't how I envisioned it, I guess. Dusko just pretty much hurt his knee, and that fight ended. Leroy Duncan was pretty much landing some decent shots in that first round, but nothing really got started there. And Todorovic, I think, just avoided a takedown and ended up hurting his knee. There wasn't much to take from this. I want to see Duncan soon. He didn't take any damage. Maybe we can get him on a card very soon. I don't know. He's a very fun fighter to watch. He's only 27 years old. Let's get him on a card soon. Put him against a decent fighter. Not decent. Unranked fighter, of course, but let's get him against an unranked fighter. Let's see him perform. Yeah, there's really nothing to take away from this fight, in all honesty. I kind of annoyed that he did get injured, but it is what it is. We move on. Lerone Murphy versus Gabriel Santos. Speaking of judging, let me actually pull up this card. I have Fazeev and Usman Edwards, by the way, so we're going to talk about that. But Lerone Murphy versus Gabriel Santos. Lerone Murphy had 2 10-9s in the first and second round. I'm sorry. What was it? No. Lerone Murphy had round 2 and round 3 on 2 judges' scorecards, and Gabriel Santos had 2 10-9s on the first 2 rounds, that's why I had 2. I had Gabriel Santos in round 1 and round 2 getting both 10-9s. So I was super surprised when he ended up winning. Lerone Murphy ended up winning those last 2 rounds, 2 10-9s. I thought that was insane. Gabriel Santos, it was a closer fight for sure, but I don't know. I thought it probably should have been given to Santos, but I don't mind it. I did choose Lerone Murphy, so I guess I get a prediction right. But Gabriel Santos actually looked really good. It was actually super close. I guess I'm kind of overstepping a little bit. I thought it should have went to Gabriel Santos, but it was a close fight. Let's be real. But Gabriel Santos looked really good in this fight. He landed some really good shots. I thought there's a very strong argument that he should have won, but again, that's pretty much this entire card. A lot of interesting decisions in this matchup, in these matchups. So let's move on. I'm just gonna run through some of these. Muhammad Mokaev versus Rafael Filho. Very interesting matchup. Before the matchup started, it started in the dark. Like it was just completely black. Like they couldn't figure out the lights or anything. They had like the lights moving around and everything like that, but I guess maybe someone hit the wrong button or whatever. Lights weren't working. But for this matchup, Muhammad Mokaev versus Rafael Filho, pretty much Muhammad Mokaev wrestling, grappling him. Second round was pretty boring. Mokaev was just pointing him, shooting him for takedowns, not much given. Third round, though, it got super interesting. Mokaev shoots him for a couple takedowns. Towards the end is where it actually got interesting. I'm not going to lie, this entire fight was pretty rough. I guess Mokaev in the first round got on his back and everything like that. So it was an decently entertaining first round, but not if we're ranging it from entertaining 0 to 10, it was probably like a 4 in that first round. But this last round, Muhammad Mokaev absolutely destroys his knee in this matchup. He shows really good toughness in this matchup in the last round with 30 seconds left. Well, it wasn't necessarily 30 seconds left, but he was put in a really bad knee bar, like a really, really bad knee bar. I'm pretty sure his knee is injured. He couldn't even really move on it after the fight. But again, he came into this fight with an injured shoulder, he should have gotten surgery on. He didn't end up getting it. He ended up skipping surgery for this matchup to get it after this. And now he's got a messed up and dinged up knee. So he's going to get surgery anyway. He showed really good toughness in this matchup. I was kind of cringing looking at the knee bar, but he was eventually able to get it out and was able to submit Rafael Filho with like a neck crank. So It looked very good win for Mikhaev in that third round. Again, kind of like a mild performance from him. It's not like the Cody Durden performance at all. Like these last three have kind of settled down a little bit. I do want to see him take a step up in his next fight. It will probably be a while until we fight him, but I do hope we get a step up from Mikhaev in his next fight. Super fun. Nah, it wasn't that fun of a fight. It was a mid fight, but the ending was a pretty good one. So good win from Muhammad Mikhaev. Off the card, we have Ashmos versus Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson. Oh, I was thinking about taking Ashmos, but Patterson just can't help himself. And by the way, the height difference in this. So what are the heights here? 6'3" and 5'9". I don't think that's correct. I swear. I don't even know. It felt like a foot. Like Sam Patterson felt like he was a foot taller than Ashmos in this fight. But Sam Patterson can't help himself but put his chin up in the air and just get hit. He was able to get hit so easily. He got KO'd in like his first couple shots. And we got eventually in the round. I believe Ashmos caught a kick, tripped, or Sam Patterson fell down, and then as he fell down, Ashmos caught him with a left hook on the temple going down, and absolutely pretty much put out Sam Patterson, put him away. And then after the fight, Sam Patterson was like trying to fight the ref. Was trying to fight Mark Goddard, was trying to fight some of the doctors. It was a pretty interesting situation. It's kind of scary, but good win for Ashmos. I didn't think he would win the fight. Obviously, Sam Patterson, longer guy, bigger guy. Didn't think he would probably get caught in this matchup. I thought he was going to do a little bit better, but he ended up getting caught. So, I don't know. Good win for Ashmos. Took away a decent contender in the UFC. It would be interesting how the UFC uses him in his next matchup. But yeah, that's what I got. Let's move on up the card. We got Chris Duncan versus Omar Morales. What a snoozer. I'm honestly not going to really even talk about this one. Chris Duncan literally just held him against the fence. Nothing really happened in this fight. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, nothing happened. Chris Duncan has power, but decided not to use it. The first round was a little bit interesting until Chris Duncan started to settle in, but Omar Morales, I guess, landed a couple good punches in that first, but Chris Duncan wins. I think, was it like a split decision? It was a very interesting decision. I think someone gave it to Omar Morales in this fight, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, it was a split decision. Someone gave it to Omar Morales. I thought that was absolutely insane. But good win for Chris Duncan. Thank you for, almost destroying this entire prelim and this entire card if everyone else didn't try to perform at least. Jack Shore versus Makwan Amirkhani. Very good win for Jack Shore. Makwan Amirkhani only has one round in him. We already know that. Jack Shore was able to trip him in the second round and get it done on the ground. Looked really good. Grappling wise, I think he should go back down to bantamweight. He looks soft at featherweight. He does not have any toned muscle. I don't know. He just looks very soft. He had the belly. I don't know what his cardio is like. I guess it's better than Makwan Amirkhani's, but how much can you really give that to Jack Shore? I want to see him back at bantamweight. He looks better at bantamweight. He did not necessarily look the best at featherweight. I mean, skill-wise, he still has the same skills. He's a very skilled dude, but I just think he would be better at bantamweight. I just want to see him cut more of that weight. Amirkhani was a lot bigger than him, so I want to see Jack Shore move back down. You literally just fought, or you lost to Ricky Simone. You can go back down there and fight again. I was a little worried for this matchup with Jack Shore being a minus 550 and looking the way he did, but good win for Jack Shore nonetheless, I guess. For sure. Moving on to the main card. All right, Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. I had Roman Dolidze winning this fight. I think it went down to 1-1. I had Roman Dolidze winning round 1. He actually hurt Marvin Vettori a couple times, and Marvin Vettori winning round 2. I thought Roman Dolidze won that third round. I thought he landed some really good shots, landed better shots than Marvin Vettori. Although, like I get, they didn't land cleanly. The shots that he did land cleanly showed damage on Marvin Vettori. Like, Marvin Vettori was not reacting well to some of Roman Dolidze's shots. So that's why I gave it 2-1 to Roman Dolidze. It seems like some of these, I'm not going to call Marvin Vettori UK, but some of these European fighters definitely got a benefit of a decision in this fight. for sure on this card. So I don't know what to. I'm not gonna blame it on that, but this whole card has just been weird in general. But I had Roman Dolidze winning the fight, so I guess good win for Marvin Vettori. He hung in there. His chin is still fine. I was a little worried for a second at the beginning of the fight, but I don't know. I thought Roman Dolidze won that fight, but it's all good. Marvin Vettori keeps his ranking, and I don't know who he fights next. Who would be a good guy for him to fight next? We have what, Dricus? Maybe do Dricus. I know UFC has been talking to Sean Strickland about Dricus a little bit. Sean Strickland wants to fight Costa. If that doesn't work, then maybe you do Vettori versus Dricus. I don't know. Very interesting fights to be made at middleweight or whatever the hell that division is at this point. Outside of the top 3 or 4 fighters, because we know Hamzat is moving up at this point. Moving up on the card, we have Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill. I chose Casey O'Neill. I was wrong. She moved to 1 loss, no longer undefeated. The thing in this matchup was Jennifer Maia was circling around, doing a really good job of keeping Casey O'Neill moving, not being predictable at all. And when Casey O'Neill would come in to the pocket, she would land a shot, but then Jennifer Maia would be able to unload a combo. So she just did really well there. Casey O'Neill is just, she doesn't have the power or anything like that to hurt Jennifer Maia, and Jennifer Maia did have power. So she pretty much took all 3 rounds. Maybe you could argue the last round for Casey O'Neill. I think she did get the last round, but good win for Jennifer Maia. Nothing really to say there. Very impressive win over an undefeated fighter in Casey O'Neill that just signed an 8-fight contract. What was the contract that she signed? It was a very, very big contract. It was like 6 fights or something. So she got paid. Good for her, I guess. She's 25 years old, so she can develop a little bit more. She's still very young, but we'll see what happens in her next fight for sure. Coming off a year layoff too, so nothing bad about it. Jennifer Maia is a good fighter. Let's move on. Gunnar Nelson versus Brian Barberena. I predicted Nelson by submission round 1, and that's exactly what happened. He took down Brian Barberena. It was a little bit slower at first. Took down Brian Barberena and basically submitted. Like, there's nothing really to say there. Had a really good transition. Was on top. Was threatening. I believe. What was the submission? He was like moving into an arm triangle, moving around, and then he was able to get the arm bar pretty quickly. Towards the end of that first round, looked super impressive in the win. Exactly how I saw it going. Brian Barberena now loses twice in a row by submission. These guys are pretty much basically how you beat Brian Barberena. Take him down and submit him. So nothing intricate for Brian Barberena. But moving on to the co-main event. Oh boy. I had Fiziev winning this fight. I don't want to sound salty or whatever, but I had Fiziev winning this fight. I thought for sure he won this fight. I thought he won round 1, and I thought he won round 2. He did hurt Justin Gaethje in that 3rd round, but Justin Gaethje was, outside of those 2 times he hurt him, Justin Gaethje was able to rally back, use his jab, busted Fiziev open on his face, on that right eye. Looked really good cut, honestly, but I don't know. I thought Fiziev won that fight. I thought round 1, it was pretty clear for Fiziev. By the way, round 1 being clear for Fiziev, I think we can all agree who won that first round. I think Clemens Werner gave Justin Gaethje round 1 against Fiziev. I thought that was absolutely insane. I thought that was a very clear round for Rafael Fiziev. And Paul Sutherland gave Justin Gaethje a 10-8 in that last round. Like, that is ridiculous to me. Rafael Fiziev literally hurt him twice in that round. Although Justin Gaethje kind of took over, it wasn't like, it's not like Fiziev got taken down. Like, this isn't women's MMA either, where you can justify that much damage being done. A 10-8 for that 3rd round is absolutely ridiculous. And someone giving Justin Gaethje a 10-9 in there is stupid too. The judging on this card was horrible. You can argue round 2 for, I'm sorry, was it round 2? Yeah, you can argue round 2 for Justin Gaethje. I'm completely fine with that. I thought Fiziev landed the better shots. It was a closer round, but I thought for sure Fiziev landed the better shots in that round. But you can argue it. It's cool. I don't care. But the judging was absolutely horrible. 10-8 in that last round and a 10-9. Oh, that shit pissed me off. Fiziev won round 1. Round 2 could have went either way, and round 3 Justin won in my opinion. Yeah, I can completely agree with that. I can give up round 2. I don't care. But round 1, I thought Fiziev won that clearly. Round 3, Fiziev hurt him, but then Justin Gaethje came back. But I don't think that's justified for a 10-8 at all. I was pissed. Someone told me in chat, like, oh, go check the scorecards because this shit is like ridiculous. But I don't know. I didn't get it. Justin Gaethje won. That's cool. But 10-8 for Justin Gaethje, I think, is insane in that last round. It was a 28-28 scorecard. I thought that was ridiculous. I don't know who these judges are. I hope they never have work again. Oh, oh wait, no, this is the main event. Sorry. I thought it was Chris Lee for a second. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But Clemens, Warner, and Paul Sutherland, I don't want to see him again. They suck. 10-9 for Justin Gaethje in that first round is ridiculous. 10-8 for Justin Gaethje in that last round is ridiculous also. I don't want to see that shit again. But Justin Gaethje won the fight. Very cool for him. Outside of those 2 bad cards, I think. Wait, hold on. So they did give a 10-9 to Rafael Fiziev in that second round. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get the judging, but it is what it is. It's very cool. But let's move on before I just go and keep saying the same shit over and over again. Our main event, which got me happy. Thank goodness they got a decision. I was so worried about a bad decision in this fight. When it did go to a decision, I was hoping that someone would just get a finish so we didn't have to worry about a bad decision. But this was a very fun fight. A lot of people said it wasn't that entertaining. I had a really fun with this fight. A lot of the times when you build up the stakes to like these championship fights, it doesn't really have to be extremely entertaining. But I think there's a lot going on. And the crowd was good enough to where this fight was super entertaining. A lot of controversy and all that stuff too. So let's get right into this fight. We had first round, Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. I thought Leon Edwards won that fight, won that round pretty clearly. Round 1, Edwards landed a really good knee, and I think he landed, what did he land? Oh, he landed 2 really good body shots that were super loud and got really good reactions out of Kamaru Usman. I thought that was a pretty clear round 1. Let me actually get the UFC stats. I don't know why I stopped myself. Thought that was a pretty clear round 1 for Leon Edwards. Okay, by the way, my 8 key is broken. So UFC stats. I want to get official stats. Let's see. This is not what I wanted. Stats UFC. All right, here we go. Yes, 280. Okay, here we go. Stats round by round. We'll go significant strikes. Round 1, Leon Edwards outstrikes Kamaru Usman 20-12 in that first round. For round 2, I believe there was someone in my chat saying that they thought Kamaru Usman won round 2. I can definitely see it, but I thought for sure Leon Edwards won that round. I thought he did a little bit more. We can look at this. What did I just delete? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. I thought he did more. I guess the striking was pretty close, so I guess it could have gone either way. Even if he did lose that round, let me check out what the judges said. So first round, they pretty much all agreed 10-9 for Leon Edwards, which I think is correct. I had it 10-9 for Leon Edwards in that second round also, I believe. Yeah, I had 10-9 for Leon Edwards in that second round. Someone had it 10-9 for Usman. All right, I'll give you that. But for that third round, Leon Edwards did basically what Kamaru Usman did in that last fight. Fence grabbed, tucked the gloves, put his fingers in Leon Edwards' gloves last fight. Groin shots. The first one they didn't actually show, by the way. The first groin shot they didn't show. It was actually pretty funny. Herb Dean was like, no, just start. Like, they stopped it, went over. Oh, I just hit my mic. They went over to the camera. And you're like, and they went right back, and they didn't even show a replay or anything. The second one was pretty bad. Nut shot. Those were just the fouls in general in this fight. But Leon Edwards actually got a point taken away, unlike that last fight. So the people complaining about the fouls, not really necessary. But 2 judges gave him a 10-8. I had Leon Edwards losing that round, so I had it 2-2 after that third round. I have seen a lot of people saying that Leon Edwards could have arguably won that third round, 1-1. Go ahead and have it. I can definitely see him winning that round. It was a closer round, but I had Kamaru Usman winning that round. So I had it 2-2. And then I had I had Leon Edwards winning the last 2 rounds. I thought he outstruck and did way more damage in those last 2 rounds, especially the 5th round. He definitely turned it on in that 5th round. Let me look at the official stats real quick. So round 4, Leon Edwards outstruck Usman 25-14. Let's see if there's any takedown, anything on the ground, nothing on the ground. Leon tried to clinch, nothing there. Let's see if maybe this will actually be a little bit more helpful. Round 4, Kamaru Usman had 51 seconds of control. No submission attempts, no nothing like that. He basically just held him on the ground, which per rules, damage and effective grappling, damage trumps all, effective striking and effective grappling. So you have to do stuff to end the round, and you can't just hold someone there for an entire round. Obviously, that stuff starts to stack up when you get to like a couple minutes, 3 minutes of control time, but there's significant damage in a round. You give it to the fighter. Leon Edwards outstruck Kamaru Usman in that round. I gave Leon Edwards that round. 5th round, I think Leon Edwards did way more than Kamaru Usman. I thought he landed some way better strikes. And yeah, those body shots definitely added up. The leg kicks, he's definitely trying to set up that high kick. You saw it a lot in that 5th round. They started to get through the guard a little bit of Kamaru Usman, but Kamaru Usman was able to block it pretty well. So very good win for Leon Edwards. I think what does that all add up to? It adds up to 4-2. I had a 4-2 Leon Edwards. The people that gave him that, what was it? What round was it? The 3rd round? Very interesting. It could be, 5-1? I don't even know what the math is at that point. The cards, we had a 48-46 win for Leon Edwards. It would have been a 49-46, which, by the way, I called a 49-46 on my video. Obviously, I didn't know there was going to be a point deduction, but I said 49-46. I'll just say that. And then a 47-47. They had a draw, which I could honestly see a draw too if you give that 4th. I don't know. They gave Kamaru Usman a 10-9 that 2nd round. I saw Kamaru Usman maybe getting that 4th round, honestly. So, I don't know. It was a big mess of a card, judging-wise, but I thought Ben Cartilage and Chris Lee got it right, in my opinion. Either way, I think you can argue a 10-8 for Kamaru Usman in that 3rd round because of the point deduction, or a 9-9 for Leon Edwards. I think they got a decent there. Good win for Leon Edwards. Now for the welterweight division. I actually don't know what... Maybe they might have it on here, but I don't know. Actually, I'm not trying to pull up my stuff there, but I don't know who got the awards today. I can check it on my phone real quick on who got the awards. But the next fight at the welterweight division, I believe, is Colby Covington. By the way they handled everything after the fight. Let's see. Okay, so we have some announcements real quick that I can announce. Let me pull it up on UFC news real quick. I'll pull it up. We got 2 news things up right now. We have... Okay. Let me... Sorry. We have Bilal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov supposedly in the works next, is what I've just seen. And then we have... Here we go. Okay. So, you have Shavkat Rakhmonov and Bilal Muhammad in the works next. And Dana White has officially announced that Colby Covington is next in line for the title shot. He announced that, well, this is what the page says. Dana White announces Colby Covington will get the next title shot against Leon Edwards. He said he deserves the fight, which is very interesting. I thought the way they handled the whole Colby situation after the fight pretty much meant that too. They had him at the cage side. They kept zooming in on him. They popped him up to the fight. They had him do the press conference right before. They did the same thing they did in Usman Masvidal 2. They sent him in the back with Megan O'Leary and did a little thing there. He called him out. I thought it was pretty obvious that he was going to get the next title shot when they did that shit. And now Chimaev's moving up. Bilal's now fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov. And by the way, they really don't want Bilal fighting for a title. They That's the one thing they really don't want. You can honestly tell at this point that they really don't want Bilal fighting for the title, which I completely get. You got to be a marketable fighter, is what it is. Colby almost got cut for it, so you know, unfortunate situation for Bilal, but you see the same thing with Dariush, where you kind of got to work your way up. UFC has to sell. Even with Leon, the UFC has to sell pay-per-views, and if you're not interesting enough to do that, it is what it is. Yeah, same thing with Leon, actually. He had to work for that title shot also. You gotta be marketable. And the way I'm seeing things, let's look at the Mac Life view-wise on their videos. If we're gonna talk about how many views people are getting, this one was just uploaded, so I won't put too much crap on that. But 115 in 3 hours, we'll kind of check to see. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on that. 115 in 3 hours. We'll see how the post-fight press conference clips go up there. But we have the weigh-ins. We have Colby Covington, 437K, and Usman and Edwards, 36K. So the UFC's not on track, but they keep track of those kind of statistics and things like that. So I guess good for Colby. I don't know if he necessarily deserves it based off of what some of the other guys in the division has done, but I think Colby versus the Leon fight is very fun. It's good to get him back in the mix. Good to have Colby back in general. He makes the fights a lot bigger. If he loses, there you go. But if Colby wins, then I don't know what you do at that point. I don't know what the UFC's goal is at this point, but it should be a very fun fight. It kind of depends on when they're going to do it. If they do International Fight Week with Colby and Leon, that would be super fun, because right now you have John Jones on that card. If you put John Jones and Colby Covington at a press conference, I am completely down with it. It's going to be a super crazy press conference, but those are the updates now. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. It was kind of iffy at this point. I've been streaming since like 10:30 in the morning. Hard to remember some of these fights like 8 hours ago, but I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. Let me know what you guys think about the future matchup between Colby Covington and Leon Edwards, and what you guys thought of the main event. I saw some people saying Usman should have won that. I think even Gaethje said something like that. But yeah, good win for those guys. I don't think they posted anything. Justin Gaethje criticizes Michael Bisping's very unprofessional commentary for Edwards and Usman. I don't know if I didn't really hear it, but I thought Edwards won the fight, but it is what it is. UFC Instagram. Let me see if they announced the fight of the night. Okay, so they did. So performance of the night, Jake Hadley and Gunnar Nelson. Very impressive performance wins there. And the fight of the night, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. So very good win there. Justin Gaethje adds another bonus to his record. I think all of his fights are bonuses now. Very good win for Justin Gaethje and Leon Edwards. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier should be the fight to make. You pay attention to Oliveira and Dariush. That's the #1 contender fight. There you go.